Okay, we're now into 5e. We're talking about inverse functions. This is a video. Hopefully that's going to help you understand it, but there's not much to understand. It's intimidating at first, but it's not difficult, and it's something you already know how to do. So if we have something like this, let's say we're trying to find the inverse of y is equal to sine of x, then we switch the y and the x around, and then we solve for y. And to find y, we take the arc sine and multiply that by the sine, and that's going to cancel the signs out. But what you do on one side of the equation, you always do on the other. So now we've got y is equal to, here, let me go to the next step. So then we have y is equal to the arc sine of x, and the next step, I wrote it left to right, so it's easier to see. And if we go back to the beginning, we know that if we find normally the sine of x is equal to y, x is theta. I mean, that's the sine of an angle is equal to this measure. So the sine of, let's say, 90 is equal to 1. The sine of 90 degrees, that angle measure, is equal to 1. But we're doing the inverse. So we just switch it around. So the sine of 1, the arc sine of 1 is equal to what angle measure? If I say the sine to the negative 1 of 90, the sine to the negative 1 of 1, or the arc sine of 1, then the output would be 90 degrees. So we're just switching it around, and your textbook doesn't really go into much detail when it comes to that in this man's opinion, but I'm just one minute. Okay, so we're going to 3a, and there's a problem like this. And it's like, oh my God, what are they talking about when you first see it? But hopefully I'm kind of helping you, guide you through this. So giving that theta, so they've already done this part for you. So theta's here now because it's an inverse sign. So given that theta, God, what a mess. I'm sorry, I keep moving it sideways. Giving that theta is equal to the arc sine of x. Given that theta is equal to the arc cosine of 3 over 5, find the exact value of sine squared theta. So please try that on your own. I'll give you a hint. You want to draw a triangle first and determine what the sine is. Okay, well, I went ahead and drew a triangle, or if you want to call it that. And then we're looking at 3 over 5. So 3 over 5, ka, so we're going to do adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. However, we have to find sine squared of theta. So all we have to do is use Pythagoras' theorem, and we can find that's a 3, 4, 5 right triangle, and that's going to be 4. So the sine, so sine of theta, and then we're going to square it. So sine opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, opposites over hypotenuse. So 4 over 5 squared. Sine squared is the same as sine theta squared. So we're going to square this, and we're going to get 16 over 25.